The agenda of this module covers the following topics: command line interface and web login for the IP-20N. General commands in the command line interface. How to get the IP address from an element. Set an IP address for your element. How to set to default the IP-20N. And how to perform web management over the element. Connecting to the element can be done via web HTML or command line interface with the default IP address of the element. Each IP-20N comes, by default, with the IP of 192.168.1.1. To access this address, you need to connect your computer, via an Ethernet straight crimped cable, to the management interface of the device, as shown in the right side of the screen. Your computer needs to be in the same subnet as a network element for proper connection. The default username and password to connect are admin and admin. This information can be used for both web login and CLI login. For the CLI login, you can use a hyperterminal software, like PuTTY or Telnet from Windows. There is a secondary way to connect to the element, via a serial cable that is connected to the terminal port of the IP-20N. To be able to connect via this serial connection, the interface needs to be set on your computer to these parameters. Baud rate needs to be 115,200. Data bits needs to be set to 8. Parity needs to be set to none. Stop bits set to 1. Flow control set to none. Serial connection is possible only via command line interface, no web login. If you use the above parameters, you will be able to connect to the unit via serial connection, and from there, you can use the commands specified in the next slides. Now, for some general command line interface use. Press twice the tab key for optional commands in actual directory. Use the tab key to auto-complete a syntax. Use the arrow keys to navigate through recent commands. Question mark button is used to list helpful commands. Press the Q button to jump out from any active menu. The unit and radio summary pages can be customized to include only specific columns and tables. This enables you to hide information you do not need in order to focus on the information that is most relevant: alarms, link status, RSL and TSL values. Once connected to the machine, this is how you can see and change the IP address of your element. To the right side of the screen, you can see the web menu. You can change network parameters under Platform, Management, Networking, Local. Both IP version 4 and IP version 6 can be used on the IP-20N platform. To the left of the screen you can see the two commands that can help you find and then set the IP address of your element. In order to remove all of the configuration from your IP-20N, you can do a set to default command, shown here for both web and CLI. You need to confirm your command either way. Please note that a set to default command does not change the existing IP address of your element. If you do not know the current IP address of your element, you can rewind back to the serial connection option and then log in locally to the unit, and then find the IP address of your element. Again, CLI commands only, for the serial login. This is the main menu for the networking parameters of your element. In here, you can configure the IPv4 or IPv6 parameters and the use of in-band management. In-band management is the functionality of having management or supervision across the link by being connected only to the element on the other side of your link. For example, let's say you have a link between Site A and Site B with in-band management correctly configured. If you connect locally to the element in Site B, you will be able to configure that element and also the element in Site A through in-band management. More details about how to configure in-band management correctly can be found in the Advanced Operation course for the IP-20 product of your choice. The current module has covered the following topics: command line interface and web login for the IP-20N. General commands in the command line interface, unit and radio summary page, How to get the IP address from an element. Set an IP address for your element. How to set to default the IP-20N. Thank you for your attention.
Original cut.
Sì, è